All right, today we're looking at a fascinating clash of titans. And really, it's a family feud. You've got two versions of the same iconic vehicle. The raw, roaring gas-powered Escalade V squaring off against its brand new all-electric sibling, the Escalade IQ.
You know, right from the start, the drivers knew this was going to be a weird one. Test driver Alistair Weaver actually called it the silliest U-drag ever. But as we're about to see, sometimes these seemingly silly showdowns, well, they reveal some pretty serious truths about the future of performance.
So let's frame this for what it is. This is a battle of philosophies, right? It's the thundering old-school V8 veteran taking on the silent, software-driven electric upstart. This is tradition versus technology, and it's all happening right on the tarmac. So in one corner, you have the Escalade V, the V8 veteran. This thing is all about raw, unapologetic power. The incredible sound of that supercharged engine, it's tradition on wheels. And in the other corner, you have the Escalade IQ, the electric upstart. It represents a totally different path, silent, incredibly quick, and driven by software.
Now, this isn't just a simple drag race. No way. The U-Drag course is designed to test everything. It starts with a classic quarter-mile sprint, sure, but then you gotta slam on the brakes, wrestle the car through a super tight 180-degree hairpin, and then floor it all the way back. It's a brutal test of power, braking, and agility.
Okay, let's dive into the specs. Before we even see these two giants move, how do they actually stack up on paper? The numbers here might just surprise you. At first glance, this looks like an unbelievably even fight. The gas-powered V is packing 682 horsepower. The electric IQ in its standard mode, 680. I mean, that's basically a tie. Even the torque is neck and neck. You've got a supercharged V8 against dual electric motors. You'd think this is going to come down to a photo finish. But hold on, the story doesn't end there. The Electric Escalade is hiding an ace up its sleeve, a little something that completely changes the game. And there it is, 750 horsepower. In what Cadillac calls Velocity Max mode, the IQ just unleashes this staggering amount of power. Suddenly, the electric upstart isn't just keeping up, it has a massive advantage on paper. The real question is, can it actually use that power to win?
Okay, enough talk, let's get to the race itself and see what happens when the rubber meets the road. And let me tell you, the driver's experiences right off the starting line, they couldn't have been more different.
The Escalade V launched exactly how you dream a 682 horsepower V8 monster would. Alistair described it perfectly. It looked like a powerboat, with its nose pointed straight at the sky and that engine absolutely screaming. It was just pure, raw automotive drama. Meanwhile, the IQ was a whole other world. Alistair, who was driving it, said it felt like the car was floating on air, almost disconnected from the road as it just silently rocketed forward. A really strange, almost eerie feeling compared to the V's violent launch. So, off the line, the V8's explosive start gives it the lead. It's thundering down the quarter mile, and it looks like the obvious winner. But remember, this race isn't over yet, and everything, and I mean everything, changed at that hairpin turn. And this is the moment. This is what decided the whole thing. Jonathan, who's driving the V, gets to the tightest point of the turn, ready to power out, and nothing. He said it felt like the transmission just went into neutral. The power completely vanished right when he needed it the most. And that little hiccup was all the opening the IQ needed. It just smoothly powered out of the turn, surged right past the struggling V8, and crossed the finish line first. A huge and frankly surprising win for the electric newcomer. So the big question is why this happened. How did the electric upstart manage to snatch this victory away from the powerful V8 veteran? It wasn't just about raw horsepower. Yeah, this is the core of it, right? It's a tale of two very different problems. One was a completely unexpected failure, and the other was actually a deliberate programmed limitation. Let's break down what happened in that critical moment. This slide really lays it all out. The gas-powered V had a critical failure, some kind of glitch that cut its power completely. But the electric IQ's hesitation? That was intentional. It's a programmed limitation. The software literally won't give you full power until the steering wheel is almost straight. It's a safety feature, not a bug. And that's the whole story right there. The V's unpredictable, catastrophic glitch was way more damaging than the IQ's predictable, built-in caution. The IQ didn't win because it was perfect. It won because it was consistent and reliable when it counted. So let's zoom out.
What does this one silly little race between two giant SUVs really tell us about the bigger picture, about this whole battle between gas and electric performance?
So what did we learn here? Well, first, you just can't replace the raw experience of that V8. The sound, the feeling. It's special. But second, this race proves that software is just as critical as the mechanical parts now. The IQ's win was basically written in its code. Third, we saw that calculated consistency can absolutely be brute force. And finally, let's not forget that EVs have their own quirks, like the IQ hitting a hard speed limit of 112 miles per hour. In the end, the drivers themselves summed it up best. After the race, Alistair Weaver just said to his teammate, "Jonathan, the future won." It's simple, and it's pretty hard to argue with. Which leaves us with this final thought to chew on. In an age where performance is being defined more and more by software, is the raw mechanical brute force of the past still a match for the precise calculated code of the future? This race definitely suggests the answer is changing, and maybe faster than we think.